Truth coming from Florida. As we said, they had 105 points in pool play. They allowed just 8. But today, though, on Championship Sunday, all of their games except for one has come down to one possession. 27-19 over YMI and Drip, 24-14 over the Minnesota Hitmen, and 33-28 over Dilly Black.
Looking to see what DJ Perkins is doing in the back. He's the safety, big-time commit, several offers. Went down and visited Texas A&M yesterday. We're talking about a guy at 6'3.5". He does the job as, you got an incomplete pass. Only allowing 8 points, that means they're playing great defense.
Martin Osario is the KC Elite QB. His team trails 6-0. Second down throw. He has a man wide open and a big gainer for Carlton Hayden.
Well, as you see it there, he was wide open. He hits him right in stride, first down for KC Elite.
So KC Elite down but not out here in the early phases of the first quarter. That will be enough for the first down. They can also pick up another first down at the 10. They'll do that and more, as in for the score is Luke Trevino, and we are tied up early on. It's been all shootouts today, Mark. Looks like a recurring theme here for this game as well.
What it looks like, again, the defense was kind of caught napping there, and he just went right up the middle for an easy touchdown. Again, it's this championship game. You got to have your eyes on at all times.
6-6 the score. As KC Elite tries to take the lead. Did they get in? They did. 7-6 now. KC Elite in front, as both offenses, Mark Henry, have had no problem moving the football so far.
Well, it looks like both offenses, like you said, are here and really getting it in. Both quarterbacks look pretty sharp. Let's see what this second possession looks like. They got an easy one at the beginning.
Jace Nixon threw a touchdown on the first pass of the game. Prime Truth in the all-black uniforms as Nixon slings it out. Quick completion to S.J. Green. And that'll pick up significant first down yardage, about 4 yards short of a first down.
Nixon has been very sharp all weekend. I mean, he's putting the ball on the money right now.
Nixon looking left the whole way, has the ball out complete to Dalen Ponder. And Ponder brings us to a first down for Prime Truth, who trails by 1 here early on in the first quarter. Again, 2 15-minute halves in the DR7 championship games. Coaches will have an option of taking a 5-minute halftime break. Nixon, the left-handed gunslinger, flings one incomplete as he has his man this time. It's Ponder once more.
Very sharp he looks right now at the gate. He's really got some zip on his ball and seems to be seeing the field very well.
Under 11 minutes now here, first half. Neither offense has had any issues so far of moving the ball. I told you that Prime Truth defense yesterday was stellar. And the offense here continuing to march down the field, as that was Cam King, the recipient at that time. We do have a player down for KC Elite.
Great catch by King. He kind of walled the defender off, used his body in between there, and he made the grab under duress. But Nixon looks to be very sharp again right here at the get-go.
We will take a quick break as the coaches come out to take a look at the injured KC Elite player. We'll be right back here on the 15U Championship, DR7 Live. Welcome back in out of an injury timeout. Ben Spicer, Mark Henry here for the 15U Championship. Meet me in the H. Prime Truth out of Florida doing battle with KC Elite. KC Elite currently out to a 7-6 lead. The Prime Truth marching the ball down the field. Jace Nixon going back to work now. And he looks over to the middle of the field. The pass is incomplete. Defensive coverage supplied there by Micah Hankton.
good defense there by KC Elite to kind of knock the ball down. As you get closer to the goal line, the field shortens, so you have to kind of make great throws hitting here to kind of get touchdowns and make the plays easier for the receivers.
Yeah, sometimes you could get bottled up in that red zone.
Absolutely.
A solid throw from Nixon, but just better coverage that time. Hankton was able to knock it away. So Nixon now from the center of the field, sends a man in motion, looking his direction. Now coming back the other way, lobs one up, but didn't get it off in the allotted 4 seconds. You have 4 seconds to get rid of a pass in the DR7 circuit, and Nixon that time was unable to beat the timer.
Well, that means you have to see the field. You maybe get 2 reads, and you have to let it go. 4 seconds is not a lot of time, and you have to get that ball out of your hand.
So big third down upcoming as KC Elite looking for a red zone stop here. They're already ahead by 1. A defensive stand would give them 2 more points, put them up by 3. Nixon, the lefty, rolling out to his right and is able to complete it on third down. Catch is made. That's Prime Truth's S.J. Green.
As you can see, very, very sharp. He only had 1 pass that may have been knocked down or bad, but he got his hips going out. It's a hard throw for a lefty going to his right.
That was exactly what I was thinking when he rolled out, but put that one in a position where only his receiver could come away with it, and S.J. Green did just that. Prime Truth opts to go for the 1-point try. It's 12-7. They're in front, and we have a penalty as the ball was snapped. Yeah, a false start.
Well, we got ourselves a game here. 2 teams that played very well for most of the weekend. Prime Truth, I don't think they got anywhere close. They only allowed 8 points in pool play. So let's see what they do here defensively.
Now, KC Elite averaged only 22 points per game in pool play yesterday. They have either matched or exceeded that in all 3 of their tournament games this afternoon. A 30-8 win over STE, the runner-up at the King Classic the last time we were here.
Absolutely.
They then defeated Team Goat RGV at 29-14 and the Woodlands 22-21. Osorio throws it into traffic, batted away, almost intercepted, as that was serious Stinyard, and that was some serious coverage, Mark Henry.
Well, these guys only gave up a few points, less than 10 points for the day yesterday, and that's what this elite defense does. They get hands on things. Those DBs that they got, we saw those guys down in the kickoff in Florida, and they were one of the top teams there, and they're coming out on top as you speak right now, only giving up 8 points in pool play.
They had a shutout yesterday, only allowed 2 points in a game, and then gave up 6 to 3 DBU. Osorio trying to lob one out over to Randy Russ, and Zuri Watson was able to make things difficult.
Not giving him a lot of space. The wheel route was covered up. You had a safety over top, had help over the middle, so he had to get that ball on the outside shoulder, and he just overthrew him just a bit.
We are about midway through the first half, just over midway through the first half. Again, 2 15-minute halves, and a third down upcoming for KC Elite. They are behind by 5. Prime Truth playing sort of a prevent defense right on the line to gain. That one up in the air and intercepted. Prime Truth with the pick. They get 3 points and the ball, courtesy of DJ Pickett.
That's the guy I was talking about. He's got multiple offers, only a sophomore, one of the best corners in the country. Recently just visited Texas A&M on yesterday. Then he came out and he's been balling out. They put him in the secondary, and he makes a pick. He's had several picks on the weekend.
So now Jace Nixon will get the ball back offensively with his team ahead 15-7 and a chance to add on more. Nixon comes across the middle, just taking what the defense gives them, Mark Henry, and they gave Vernell Brown enough room to pick up about 8 yards.
Well, when you're down right now, you have to do that. You got to take what the defense gives you. Right now, they need to get a stop here to try to earn some points to get back in this game.
As we are approaching the 6-minute mark remaining in the first half, a continuous clock. Clock did stop for the injury timeout that we had earlier on back in the first half. As Nixon here on second down, looking for it all. He has it all. The receiver makes the catch. Did he cross over the pylon? They'll say he's just short. Run out of bounds at the 3. Trying to walk the tightrope there and get into the end zone. But still a great catch.
Well, he walked the tightrope and trying to stumble a little bit. Great extension. Over the head catch. He couldn't keep his body in. inbounds, but that was a great catch. If he had a little bit more space, we'll talk about a touchdown. Great catch, though.
S.J. Green, again, on the receiving
Great
end.
extension.
Called his name a couple times. Again, this is the 15U championship coming your way from the Meet Me in the H tournament, C.E. King High School, just outside of Houston, Texas, the hometown of Mark Henry. Nixon and his team ahead 15-7, and we've got a delay of game called. So the penalty will push Prime Truth back 5 yards.
But it looks like Nixon's in a groove. He's not panicking. He'll take the delay. That actually gives him a little more room to operate, gives his receivers a little more room. Now, watch for something under the middle in the back of the end zone. He seems to be on target today.
Now motion to receiver to the right. That's Cam King. Nixon with 4 receivers to his left. He looks that way, launches one, and crossing over the goal line for 6 points is Vernell Brown.
Great job by Brown to get in space, find a small window, and Nixon hit him right in stride to get him to the end zone.
I believe that's number 7, Vernell Brown. Hard to tell with the hoodie over the number on the back of the jersey. But either way, that's 6 points and a 21-7 Prime Truth lead here in the first half.
Well, the Prime Truth are trying to go wire to wire. They've been the best team most of the weekend, scored a variety of points and only given up 8 on yesterday on defense. So these guys seem to be sharp, and Mixon's directing traffic, as you see.
Going for one again, and they'll get the one. It's Brown again on the catch to make it 22-7 Prime Truth.
Great drive to come back from the turnover. He looks very, very sharp. He looks in command of the offense. Cool, calm, and collective is what you can call Mixon.
It was 7-6 KC Elite. All Prime Truth from here as we're nearing 3 minutes to go. Big drive, an important drive for Martin Osorio, the KC Elite quarterback, as they will get the ball to start the second half.
Very important with the time running down in the first half to kind of get a drive going and get something on the board.
Osorio almost had it intercepted again. A great read on the ball that time. I believe that was Santonio Isaac.
Great anticipation on the curl route. He stepped in front of it, got in front, almost made a pick there, almost took that to the house for 6. Might want to be careful. It's kind of staring his receivers down right there in front of him, and a great read by the defensive back.
The defense just one stop away from tacking on 2 more points to their 22-7 lead. Osorio on third down, looking for the seam, and it's intercepted again. That's your guy, DJ Pickett, and he has reservations for 6, Mark Henry.
He just has that range. He has that it factor. As you can see, he just baited the quarterback into thinking he was open, using his 6'3" frame in his stride to get in there, and that's his second or third pick 6 of the weekend.
Ooh-wee. DJ Pickett all the way to the house.
All the way to the house, and you can bet on that one.
2 interceptions so far in the first half. As you see Pickett
As you can
there.
see on that one, being great read, the length, that to get in the back end, is you're not going to get it past the guy that's almost 6'4". He's only a sophomore.
You know the great thing about that is he came out that hash.
28-7.
Just took it out there.
Going for one. And they'll get the one as it's Vernell Brown. He has been a reliable target for Jace Nixon so far today.
Well, it looks like we have it running for our offensive MVP and our defensive MVP. It's pretty clear-cut and dry who I would pick, but I'm not going to say.
You're not going to say?
DJ Pickett with 2 interceptions, one of them returned for a touchdown. As we're under 2 minutes to go, in KC Elite will get the ball to start the second half, but in need of points. Osorio takes the man underneath. That's
well, right there, he's just
Randy
taking
Russ.
what the defense gives him. I don't know if he wants to test the waters deep again right now. Right now they're behind by a pretty good margin, but, you got to have that courage to throw it deep if you need to.
Have to have some urgency here if you're KC Elite. Time winding down under 2 minutes. And Osorio senses that, looks long, and an acrobatic interception. My goodness. These Prime Truth defensive backs, they'll say incomplete. But, wow, you see the leaping ability right there, Mark.
Well, as you can see, his catch radius seemed to go up as he went up. He got hands on the ball. That's what you teach a defensive back. He saw the ball coming, he watched his eyes, and then at the last second he got laid hands and got that up. He should have brought that one in. But, the ground can't cause a fumble, so he didn't bring it in. Absolutely.
Osario now on third down, looking long again, this time the opposite side of the field, and DJ Pickett almost had pick number 3. Instead, his team will earn 2 points and go ahead 31-7.
I think Pickett has the great name because he's picking it, like Wilson Pickett.
We'll see if Prime Truth tries to hurry up before the halftime break, as they are out to a huge advantage, 31-7 here in the 15U championship game. If they do get a playoff, and they will not, as the back judge whistles it in and we head to the halftime break, all Prime Truth, and this one they have been the truth, 31-7 lead at halftime here in the 15U championship game.
Well, let's be honest. The truth is here. They came from Florida, and they're bringing everything that they had and much more. They've been the best team in this division from wire to wire so far, and you can see on the display why they only gave up a few points defensively.
We will take a quick break and be back within the next 5 minutes for the final 15 minutes here in the 15U championship game. You're watching live on DR Sports. Big lead for Prime Truth. They're on top 31-7. KC Elite trying to mount a big comeback, and a good start on first down. Catch made by Luke Trevino and the run afterwards.
Nice way to get up the field quickly. They got to get in the end zone here. This is a big deficit, but, stranger things have happened. Let's see what KC Elite can do here.
KC Elite, second down and short. Osario looking in the end zone, has a man hauling it in close to the goal line. He's going to come down at around the 1. But the catch made that time by KC Elite's Austin Honeycutt.
Well, that time he got caught peeking in the backfield. The safety did on that one. He lost track of the receiver, ran right by him.
Osario looking for the second touchdown of the game for KC Elite, and would have needed an incredible catch that time, as that one in towards the end zone, but too far away from the receiver.
Absolutely. He almost made a great grab there, but too far away from him, like you said. It kind of got away from him on that throw. And second down here inside the goal line.
Again, 31-7 the score. Prime Truth out in front. Prime Truth in the all-black. Jump ball, and that one batted away. Prime Truth making the defensive stop.
Those Truth defensive backs play the ball very well once it's in the air. They know to come up, get their head around and see it, and then swipe it out of the receiver's hands.
So that'll bring us now to a third down and goal to go. Have to score here if you're KC Elite, already trailing by a big margin. Osario across the middle and a tight window, and they'll turn it over on downs. 2 more points for Prime Truth.
They're hitting their mark right now. They've only allowed 7 points this game. They had a little bit more stiffer competition coming into day 2, but this is what this defense does. They're opportunistic. They get hands on the ball, and they make sure that the receivers don't clutch it.
So Jace Nixon and the Prime Truth offense will get the ball. They have a big lead. What do you do now? Do you kind of try and slow things up? It's a continuous clock, Mark.
Absolutely. Right now they can just work on things to get ready. 31-7 is a pretty big deficit. Like I said before, Nixon has been on fire from the get-go. His first pass was a touchdown.
Nixon has his receiver over to the right side. That's Sean Kuno, who caught that 40-yard bomb on the first play of the game.
What I like about Nixon is he's calm, but when he fires it, he gives his hips and delivers. Nice stroke for a left-handed quarterback. He throws well on the run to his right as well.
Under 13 minutes to go here in the second half. All Prime Truth so far in this one. We've had a lot of offense in our championship games today, as Nixon looking for the post route and left it a little too far for S.J. Green that time.
A great coverage by KC Elite back on the back end on that one. The window was very small. The receiver had to be right in place, just a little high and outside. Great defensive play by the defensive backs there.
The state of Florida looking for their second championship of the day here at the Meet Me in the H tournament on DR7. Orlando Elite won the 10U championship. KB3 holding it down for Texas in 12U, and it was Fast Elite in 14U. So 2 championships for Texas teams, 1 for Florida so far, as here's Vernell Brown. And Brown with that good Florida speed, Mark Henry. That's
Absolutely.
not a myth.
They're exposing the defensive backs. Anything up the middle, Brown, also Ponder have been very lethal in and out of their breaks. Great hands, and they know to get north and south and not east and west.
And again, Prime Truth doesn't need to be in any sort of hurry here with the large margin that they currently hold. Nixon looks over to the sideline. His team in front 33-7. Pump fake, long ball, jump ball, touchdown. Prime Truth, Sean Kuno, again, his second score of the day, and he went up to go get that one.
He went up to stairs and got that one on the 5th floor. But great ball placement by Nixon. You saw the shoulder shimmy, the fake, the double move, and he got him, exposed him, and, that was one that was up top, and great catch and extension by the receiver.
How do all these kids, how are they able to do backflips? I would never in my life could I do a backflip.
They must have great strength and conditioning coaches down there in Florida. I mean, they get it out of the mud down there. Those guys are super talented. A lot of these guys out of the Tampa, Florida area, so they play with each other, and you can see the chemistry's there.
So 39-7 after the touchdown. They'll go for 1 again. Nixon that time trying to force one in, and it's knocked away, so that keeps the score at 39-7. Hey, by the way, in our 14U championship, Fast Elite set a new DR7 record for points in a championship game with 46. Prime Truth 1 possession away from matching that.
Shout out to Coach Willie Powell and Fast Elite. Kids come out of the North Texas area, Argyle and South Lake. Those will be some of the future Friday night stars coming out in the state of Texas in the near future. Jalen Powell's one of their studs, had a great game, and also Angelo Randa.
Under 10 minutes to play now. 39-7 your score, as that one was intended for Luke Trevino. Maybe had a little too much hot sauce on it, like my Nashville hot sandwich behind me.
Yeah, spice is your name, and you like spicy things, so you like to spice things up around here.
The unfortunate part is my stomach does not, so that's why I had to hold off until our broadcast was over.
Absolutely.
On eating that. I did get some fries down, though, and they were really good. We appreciate all our vendors and DR7 staff and employees here this weekend. As, wow, eluding the defenders and scoring is Carlton Hayden.
Great catch, and you got to play to the whistle. You got to play till it's over, and he didn't stop. He didn't get touched, and he went and scored. Got 6 on that one.
Was able to wiggle his way past several Prime Truth defenders. And KC Elite will go for 2.
Nice grab, as you can see the extension on that. He gets up, and he is in, strolls in for 6. Great throw by Trevino as well.
Rosario into a tight window again, and that one knocked away. 39-13 is the score. Big lead still for Prime Truth.
Well, there's no lie who's been the truth most of the weekend. Prime Truth came in from Florida, one of the top teams out of that state. They've come to Texas and made a name for themselves here and established a rapport here playing against all the Texas teams this weekend, and they've been the truth from the get-go. 39-13 with 8 minutes left to go here in the championship game in the 15U.
Nixon takes the ball off the tee and has a completion. Look at the acceleration from Dalen Ponder. Short game, but you see the speed there from Ponder. He almost broke that one loose.
Yeah, I mean, he was pondering whether he was going to the house with that one. I mean, there was no doubt about it. I mean, these guys are super fast, in and out of their cuts and their breaks, and they catch it with their hands. They don't let the ball get into their body.
We are under 8 minutes left here in the 15U Meet Me in the H championship game. As Nixon again in no rush, nor should he be, as his team has a big advantage. He has another completion, and it's C.J. Green making the catch and getting some yardage after he reeled it in.
As you can see on that one, Ponder looked to his right, looked the safety off, got a little space there and comes back left and zips it in there for a first down. He's really looked sharp, Nixon. I would dare to say he's probably well over 100 yards in this game.
His team well in front, 39-13, and looking to add some more as that Prime Truth offense has been unstoppable so far today. Quick pass to S.J. Green, and that's something that you see that I've noticed from Prime Truth, several of their teams. They do throw it downfield, and they're very capable of it, but if you play off their receivers, they'll get it out to them in space and let them do the work.
Right. These guys seem to have the route concepts down very well. They don't waste time doing a lot of shimmying as you see some of the younger guys do or practice that. It's in and out, get upfield and make a move and go turn upfield, don't run east and west because you have to get touched.
North-south, Nixon rolling out to his right again, and that difficult throw has looked easy for S.J. Green. Nixon, the lefty, rolling out to his right, puts it on a line again.
Nixon is putting on a show and establishes himself as one of the best quarterbacks on the circuit this weekend. Very impressed with all of his balls that have been thrown. They've been on a rope. That spiral looks super clean. And, again, you mentioned he rolls to his right for a lefty very well.
So Prime Truth continuing to stay hot on offense. Jace Nixon. And the defensive efforts from DJ Pickett, a pick six and another interception back in the first half, have Prime Truth locked and loaded, as that's just an incredible route from Vernell Brown. Nothing the defender could do there.
Nothing he could do. The ball was in perfect place, right in his breadbasket. All he had to do was turn around and wait for it. Again, Nixon is very sharp. I can't say any more accolades about how sharp that he's looked from the get-go. Very, very impressed by his play.
So Prime Truth has now matched the DR7 record for points in a championship game with 46. It's 46-13. And they almost broke that record off a tip drill interception, but it lands in between two Prime Truth players.
Well, the river's been kind of muddy for the KC Elite up the middle. Those defenders seem to get hands on the ball, tip balls, tip drill, and know what to do with it.
5 minutes left in this one, 46-13 your score. KC Elite has a completion. No, they'll say it's dropped. Unable to haul it in was Randy Russ. And that's just an exceptional coverage from Javarius Lundy.
Lindy saw it in the air and he broke on it. He put his foot in the ground, and that's what you do. Press up against it, and he knocked it out. Great coverage.
Third down and long now for Martin Osario. He's looking towards the end zone and not on the same page as his receiver. So with the 2 points from the defensive stop, that's a new DR7 record for total points in a championship game. 48 from Prime Truth, and their offense back out on the field. Maybe they can get a 50 ball here, Mark.
That looks like this may come true. Nixon's been sharp, as sharp as a razor. He's been cutting, just like you cut that government cheese in the projects, man. He's sharp as all outside.
Nixon looking across the middle, has his man, and off to the races is Dalen Ponder. He picks up first down yardage and a whole lot more.
Ponder's been one of his favorite targets, several catches. Started out hot in the first half and has continued here in the second half. Nixon doesn't seem to be off his game at all.
They'll spot the ball inside the 20-yard line. And again, Prime Truth on top 48-13 here in the Meet Me in the H 15U championship game. Over 100 teams this weekend descended upon Houston, Texas for the DR7 tournament. By far our biggest tournament of the year. As another catch out to Dalen Ponder. Mark, you got to see some of this talent firsthand, top of the line in terms of 7-on-7 teams and players in the nation.
Well, we're talking about some of the best teams and talent, like you said, in the nation. It's right here on display. They came all the way from Florida into Texas, which is one of the most competitive states in the country football-wise, on a big stage, and they're doing it. Nixon, who may not be known to a lot of people, should be getting a lot of eyes. College coaches, take a look at this lefty, young kid from Florida. He should have a lot of eyes on him in the next few weeks.
Nixon zipping one in for another pass completion. He spotted just short of the end zone, but look at the missile of an arm on Jace Nixon, and the completion again to S.J. Green, who has been reliable as ever today in the championship.
If it's been wide open, he hits him. He's performing surgery. I mean, this guy is really carving up the defense, and he's putting on the show.
Prime Truth looking to add to their advantage here as we are under 3 minutes remaining here in the 15U championship. An opportunity to crack 50, and they nearly do. A diving deflection made by KC Elite.
Well, the one thing you can say about KC Elite is they're not quitting. They're not resting on. They know they're behind by a lot, but they're still hustling on defense. That was a great play by the defensive back to lay out and knock that one out.
And that's a tremendous organization as well. KC Elite hailing from close to home here in Houston. They brought, I believe, over 10 teams here to the DR7 Meet Me in the H, so we definitely appreciate Coach Parks and company for coming out to participate in our tournament. As there's 3 receivers stacked to the right side this time, and the one making the catch is Vernell Brown. Again, into the end zone is Prime Truth. 54-13 now.
Well, you called it a 50 burger. That's what we got. A little bit less than 2 minutes remaining here in the championship game, the 15U level. Looks like the Prime Truth will go wire to wire. They didn't lose yesterday. They haven't lost all weekend.
A 50-piece nugget, as they say. Mark Henry on the scoreboard.
Well, the KC Elite, they ran into a buzzsaw here. Nixon's been very, very sharp with all of his throws. I think he's only had one throw that he was off just a little bit, but it's been on time, right, like everything. He's been slinging it very, very well. Super impressed with his play today.
54-13 is your score, as we're here in the closing seconds of this one. Prime Truth all over KC Elite's Navy team here in the 15U championship. Nice move from KC Elite's Luke Trevino. And as Mark had pointed out a couple possessions ago, KC Elite is not bowing down despite their big deficit.
Well, definitely, you got to keep fighting.
Osario pump fakes and has a man wide open. That's Randy Russ. And Russ gets it down near the 10. KC Elite calling for a timeout now. That will stop the clock as they look to add some points to their tally, currently behind 54-13. So timeout taken by KC Elite. There is under a minute to go. And Prime Truth on their way to evening things up. 2 championships, one here by a Florida team, 2 won by a Texas team. So it might all come down to 18U depending on how things shake out.
Well, it's going to be very, very interesting. We kind of got a little hint earlier who may be in the championship for the 18U. But, shout out to Prime Truth. They came down and took care of business. Right now, this is their second championship.
Osario to the end zone. Jump ball for Russ. And Russ had to turn into the defender there. It falls incomplete. And some good sportsmanship between both sides as this game comes to a close. All Prime Truth in the 15U championship. 54-13, a dominant performance from the team hailing from the state of Florida. Mark Henry here today.
Well, they put it from the get-go. First pass was a touchdown. Very, very sharp at the quarterback position today. The receivers made great catches. When they had contested catches, they made the plays to get it. The defense only gave up 7. These guys were definitely on top of their game. And, the truth is being told, and Prime Truth is it.
Their defense, you look at the score and you see 54-13, but they were able to get to this point because of what their defense did. And that was all thanks to Mr. DJ Pickett, a guy who you were really high on coming into this broadcast.
Well, we'll talk about a guy that's only a freshman. The sky's the limit. He's already got several offers. We talked about earlier that he came down from Florida and went actually on a visit to Texas A&M. So he's highly, highly recruited. He's at the safety position. He normally is more of a corner, but he's projecting to be a safety as he continues to mature and get better. But he has a lot of range, a lot of speed. You're not going to throw the ball over his head. If it's in the air, as you can see by the 2 interceptions today, he made his case for defensive MVP.
How about the quarterback for Prime Truth, Jace Nixon? He was able to distribute it to multiple targets who really were special for this Prime Truth team as they celebrate down on the field now.
Oh, I believe that this kid has put himself on the map. We saw a little bit of him down there in Florida, but today he really made a statement with his play that he can actually get the job done, and he proved that he's a surgeon, man. I mean, we're talking about a guy that, performed at a high level from the get-go.
All right, that's all we have here for the 15U championship. Again, all Prime Truth in this one, 54-13. They come out on top. For Mark Henry, I'm Ben Spicer saying thank you for tuning into another broadcast of 7-on-7 football here on DR Sports.
Hey, Park.